I'm trying to keep my soul clean, clean the thing with the word. Trying to keep my soul clean, clean the thing with the word. You ain't moving them feet too. I told no one, ever.
You don't take nothing else from this show. Remember, you cannot give up. Because it's always somebody that you don't know that's looking at you. That's right. Depending on you. That's right. To be their strength. Who is not as strong as you.
Mr. Timothy John, a writer, a director, a business partner of mine, a friend, and all the above.
People think that, oh yeah, this guy can do all this, but he's so spread out in so many different areas, he doesn't take time to develop those things, and I really do. When I'm doing my writing, I'm doing my research, it's researching whatever I need to do to create a complete, great script. Once the writing is complete, I'm focused on being the best actor that I can.
I was in forensics in high school and had the role of Malcolm X. Distinguished guests, brothers, sisters, ladies and gentlemen, friends and enemies. I'm thankful for the invitation to come here to Detroit this evening. I was in a house last night that was bombed, my own. The only thing I could get my hands on before leaving was what I have on now. I lost my grandmother, who at that time was the closest to me. It just really devastated me, and I was just remembering just being real angry, not understanding why she was taken from me. That's why it was so easy for me to jump into the role of Malcolm X and really feel his pain.
Mrs. Helen Joseph Barbie.
I always told my kids to have dreams, and dreams encompass success and failure. You can fail and be successful, but most people think that you can't, and I've always taught my kids that. There's something about all living creatures, even amoebas. You know, they demand challenge. We require change. We require adaptation, and we require challenges. The way we do things. Comfort, above all, will kill us. Anytime you're very comfortable, and I'm going to end this by saying, don't let comfort be an excuse for not challenging your mind. And that's what you did not do.
Happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation.
Pastor Leo Barbie Jr.
And I want to say also, a kind of a motto I have too, that failure is not final. So all of us have gone through failures, but a lot of times it's how you respond to the failures. Some people take it and lay in it and wallow in it and go to the poor me situation, but if you realize failure is not final, and like the scripture says, all things work together for good to those that love God, to those that are called according to his purpose.
I decided to tap into the most provocative thoughts I had. As I said before, I decided to repeat the most offensive word ever used in the context of black people. Nigger. See, that's just funny just saying it. Nigger. So I just kept saying it over and over again. Nigger, 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 nigger. And just saying it would remove its wretchedness. Feed, pop, oh, nigger. Hello, I'm a nigger. You know, then I started getting a little bit deeper. Black preachers think they know God personally. You know, I first met God, I was standing on the corner, eating a tuna fish sandwich. Then a voice got magnificent. Then it got holy. Said it got holy. And then it said, nigga, give me some of that sandwich. You're supposed to be God. You can get your own tuna fish sandwich, Jack. The biggest lesson I learned from you is like some of the most talented people and seem like the funniest and happiest people on the outside or the people who a lot of times deal with the most pain on the inside.
I call her Aunt Thelma. We got Mrs. Thelma Joyce Todd.
What I always think about, someone had to have patience with me along the way. And so I try to do the same for other young people that are, have dreams and are trying to do something positive. Just have to have patience and understand there are going to be people to along the way that may discourage you, may knock you down, may say talk about you, whatever. But you have to keep going. You have to get up and brush it off, pray to the God, and go on, move on forward. And so you've done marvelous in that respect, and I'm very proud of you.
You tell me you love me for the love. You don't love me. You don't know nothing about it. Just love. You don't know. I'm just in love. See, that's the problem right there. You're just in love. That's the problem, not just with you or me, but with everybody out there. We're all just in love.
I lost one of my closest friends my junior year. And it was crazy because we had went to church. He always went to church, to the same church, but he didn't never hardly come. When he came, and it was crazy because after church he was saying, how much he respected me as far as what I was doing, how I was just trying to not follow the his crowd. And he said he knew the guy had a calling on his life and that he was going to try his best. He was trying his best to change. I murdered. And his name was Justin Stanley. And it was the first time I lost a friend, man, and I really didn't know how to take it. And so I prayed and I asked God to help me get through it. And I had a dream, and the dream was just in love. When I woke up, it wasn't about his life, but it was just something that I was thinking, man, if he saw this, it could have saved his life. When I woke up, I just had the name Just in Love in my head, kind of pay tribute to it. But at that time, man, 99, I did my own play. I won the Apollo. I was thinking I was on top of the world, man, fresh out of high school.
Louis Dugood, it's been a thrill to know you. It's been 15 years now. Be 15 years this fall. So that's a good stretch of time, and you have come of age and developed into quite an artist, and I feel grateful to have known you all this time.
What the world are you boys doing over there? They got in the car. I'm still moving. No, they are ghost training. They are ghost training. They ain't straight Cupid Street. Fuck you on that. We didn't sleep with one of them. What a baby with. Then you turn around and that's with another one of my homies. You know what? I'm going to trip. It's the truth what they say about karma. What goes around comes from. That's why you think it's true and they hear them.
That was Just in Love 1, well, Just in Love 2, Addicted to Love. I did Just in Love 1 back in high school, and it took me like 10 years almost to come back with Just in Love 2, Addicted to Love. And I went through a lot between then and then when I did Just in Love 2. I went out to college, man, thought that I was doing it, and, just left and right, started losing people. Today is a special day for me because it's my cousin's birthday. My cousin TJ, Terrence. He was the closest person to me, man. I always say if anybody has a twin, that's how close we were. And the crazy thing about it was I had a dream before he got killed a week before. And I be having dreams like movies. In the dream, we was having a shootout with some people, and the building was on fire, and only one of us made it out. And it was like the camera was panning from the feet up to the face, and before it came to the face, I woke up. And this was on a Monday. The Saturday night going into Sunday, he was shot 5 times and his body and car was set on fire. And nobody ever wants to receive that call. But I decided to take one of my lower lows and make it my higher highs. And so I decided to share my heart, share some of the work that I've done with you all on his birthday. So I hope you all having a great time.
Jonathan Hicks.
My view is that I think that God is the one who defines what doors get open and what doors don't get open. And as long as we are sort of tethered to what His will is for our lives, we'll be all right. And the question is, how do we get greater understanding of, what he wants us to do with our lives?
I'm the best bet to the bookies, the bet to the rookies. People call me boogie because they know I get down. Get down, get down, get down. Boogie Brown. I'm the best bet to the bookies, the bet to the rookies. People call me boogie because they know I get down. Get down, get down, get down. They call me Boogie Brown. I'm the best bet to the bookies, the bet to the rookies. People call me boogie because they know I get down.
Angela Wildflower Pope.
I believe it started with exceptional talent.
That's right.
And I believe that I finally got to a point where I'm at now where I believe in the talent. I believe in the possibilities. And that was, and I know that comes for everybody at a different place. Sometimes you're doing things and you're like, oh, I don't know how good I am, or I don't know. And you're steady, conquering, and you're steady making moves forward. But I think that the true success and the true reward comes in the belief. If you believe that it's possible, no one can take it from you. I was blessed enough to have the talent to bring me this far, but I know now that I have the talent and the belief, I'm unstoppable.
What's going on, y'all? First of all, I want to thank you all for joining us on this evening. The people that you will see along with myself, we have spent years, decades even, trying to find out what our purpose is in life. Basically, what you guys are going to see today is a scene from a few different plays that I had the opportunity to produce.
Willie Moore Jr., Pretty Willie.
I think that you have a really huge talent. I believe that the Lord is going to open up Himself. Like, I just feel like on the inside that we can't spread ourselves too far. We just kind of wait on the Lord and what He told us. A lot of times when we go through different hardships, like so many hurdles in a way, it's like, man, am I really supposed to be doing this? But you got to keep on jumping them hurdles, ducking them hurdles, running through them hurdles, falling over them hurdles, get over them hurdles. Like when at the end of the rainbow, you got to just say, you know what, I went through hell and high water to get this. And you'll be able to just, bask in the glory. Because what the Lord wants to do in your particular life, and not really prophesizing over the phone, but just saying, hey, you know what, I know you got the script. I gave you that grace gift. But I don't want you to be able to say that Lil John did it for me, Lil Nuck and them did it for me. You won't say, man, that had to be God. When I look at your scripts, just make sure you prepared, because God is going to put that blessing on you at his appointed time, man. So when you do get $50 million, I can say, shoot me a half.
This represents my blood. My blood that will be shed for the remissions of your sins. If they won't listen, then you take a witness. And if they still won't listen, then you go before the church. But if they won't accept you before the church, then wipe the dust off of your feet and leave them.
Thomas Clayton, when I told my dad I was going to be on the show tonight, he asked me about you, and I said, you know what, it was a brother that was on campus there, and just like you said, wherever I was or wherever you were, I knew when I saw you, it was going to be 100%, it was going to be genuine, and I appreciate that just like you appreciate that from me.
If you love God, do the Bishop Brown, do the Bishop Brown, do the Bishop Brown. When I'm in the pulpit, they say do the Bishop Brown, do the Bishop Brown, do the Bishop Brown. Jessuschrist. Do you know that he's the king, man? Jessuschrist. Jessuschrist.
DeMarcus, a.k.a. Petey Fagan. Gotta really just block out all the distractions, man. That's what I say. That's what I did. I just blocked out all the distractions. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. You get caught up in some. I'm not gonna lie, but you gotta be able to, you know what I'm saying, maintain and, maintain what you do as far as being responsible.
God's always restored where I may have messed up or missed out. And so my senior year, I wanted to join the choir. Because I always wanted to be in the choir. Couldn't really sing that well. I just wanted to be in the choir because they used to always go on these trips at the end of the year for a competition in a different state. And so my senior year, they was going to New York. So I was like, man, I want to go. And so I auditioned, made the choir, And while we was there in New York, one of our tours was to get a tour of the actual Apollo Theater. So we went, and the director gave us a tour. We walked down the hall, saw all these great stars that had performed there. The director was like, we walked into the theater, and it's a lot smaller than it looked. It's real small. But we walked into the theater, and then he was like, all right, we're about to have our own Apollo. Whoever want to get up there can do something. It wasn't nobody else from the staff there except for him, but something told me I need to get up there and perform. And so I did an imitation of Rich. And a couple of my boys started kind of like joking on me. And so I did what Rich was doing, I got him, you know. And then afterwards, the guy told me that he told me he wanted me to audition for the actual show. And he said if I would pay my way up there, then he would take care of my hotel. And so I went after I graduated. And I never will forget when I auditioned. It was, the audition was supposed to start at 8 o'clock. I got there at like 5:30, thinking I was about to be the first in line. It was like 20, 25 people already there that slept from the night before. And originally they told me I was going to have 5 minutes and there was going to be 3 people in the room, the 3 executive producers. Well, by the time I came into the room, everybody who went before me was in there sitting on the ground waiting, and then the executive producer said I got 1 minute. So that just blew me away. Now, I don't know if they was there to see me or not, but it made for a better story. So I was like, man, just give me a minute real quick, you know, let me figure out what I'm about to do. And they was like, all right, cool. So I thought about it, told a couple jokes real quick, and within like 10 to 15 seconds, I guess they were trying to stop me. They was telling me like, hey, hold on. You know, but I was in the zone and I was just performing and wasn't really hearing it. And then the executive producer stood up, took off her glass and slammed on the ground and said, stop! Like, I never will forget it. And she was like, come here. I'm thinking, what did I do? And so she was like, boy, you a fool. She said, we want you to come back, be on the show, and we want to feature you to do a tribute to Richard Pryor.
Nigga. Figure, hello, I'm a nigga. Well, maybe you didn't know. They didn't tell me till I was 8. In white churches, they be playing that creepy music. You don't know if Dracula's about to jump out on you or not.
Originally, the title was Presidential Love. I wrote it back in 2009. And I had Penn Valley Community College and Kansas Community College booked about to do four shows. But for some reason, doing the show didn't feel too good. Something inside of me told me that I shouldn't do it. You know, there's been a lot of rumors about our president. A lot of times everybody says, you know, everybody hates on somebody, especially a black man, whenever they're doing good. But I can't really put my finger on it, but something about it didn't feel right, so I chose not to do it. And my girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and she had actually wrote them a letter and told them about me, told them about the story. And somebody who said they were Barack Obama wrote back and said that they would love to meet everybody that would want to meet them, but they just didn't have time. And said that they supported everything that we were doing and wished us luck. I don't know if I'm ever going to do the story or not, but it's something on your prayer over, so we'll see.
The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too. The audacity of hope.
You have elevated and you have went to that next level of creativity to bring something to life. So from 5 years to now, I seen the growth.
Over the course of the past 5 years, I lost 2 children. And my son, when he was born back in 2002, the doctor said he wasn't going to make it. He had heart failure, and then they airlifted him. And anyway, long story short, he survived, but I ended up getting kicked out of the hospital because his mother just lost all faith and hope when the doctor said that he wasn't going to make it. Like, I got on my knees and I just cried out to the Lord, just prayed and asked him to save my son. And he did. You know, and that's not to say that God loved one child more than the others, but it just helped me to understand that you never know what God's plan is. You know, and as far as Jesus Christ, understanding the pain that he went through is something that is a hard lesson to learn. But when you understand your pain and know that that don't even scratch the surface of what he went through for us, it helps you appreciate every single person in your life and every single thing. So I just encourage you all, no matter what the situation is, I don't know if there's anybody who has lost any children, who's lost any family members, any parents or whatnot, but just don't give up. You know, a lot of times we go through things we don't have anybody to relate to because we just kind of close up, you know. But when those things happen, man, we're supposed to share our testimony with people who are going through the same thing so that they can know that they're not alone here on this earth. You know, we all here to be here together.
The fact that it was a welcoming spirit here when I got here, and that's my most favorite thing was when I got here, I felt at home. I felt at peace. So that was the favorite moment that he kept his word.
Straight up. T real. T to the real.
And when I got to KC, I had a place to lay my head without stripes and pressure so I could focus.
To make our way, we must have firm resolve, tenacity, and persistence. We must gear ourselves to go all the way. We must never let up. The revolution has always been in the hands of the youth. The revolution has never gone anywhere. It's just a matter of what you stand for, what you believe, what you're willing to die for.
The overall thing that topped it off tonight, dog, is when you got up there and you gave direction without breaking character. Now that's you don't see that every day. You didn't call anybody out. You called out what they should be doing. That's it. And it was disguised within the show. Right. What I learned from this, if you're gonna do this, you gotta kind of be more of a boss with it. You have to break some rules. You have to hurt some feelings, because if you don't, it'll swallow you up. So you really taught me that if you believe in yourself, in order to get everybody else to believe in you, you have to show it.
Are you all mine, baby? Are you all mine, baby?
Yeah.
The biggest surprise is the 3 scenes, bro. It may not seem much to you. My biggest surprise is how you interpreted 3 scenes without an actress. My biggest surprise is how did he maintain character while reading their lines back to the audience while making us feel like they were there.
Right. Patricia! Hey, I got a new joke. Anybody seen Patricia? Her real name is Kimberly. Does anybody know her last name? Anybody? No. But we want to talk about this. Well, I'll tell y'all what I was going to tell her. I got a new job. Y'all want to hear it? Well, she told me I need to get a job, but I told her I got a job. I got a spot on Harold's at Harold's Club. And it's going to pay real money eventually. All right, so here's some of my notes. I used to think my parents didn't like me because they used to send me to the store for bread, and then they moved. Next. What do you call a broke superhero?
That was the biggest surprise, because I thought when he was gonna cut this, you were gonna cut it out. I didn't know that.
I told y'all I was still we gonna keep everything the same. I'm gonna take care of it.
Because you said we're gonna cut it out, but what you mean
I said, no, we're gonna cut her out.
Right. And you kept the same. So my biggest surprise tonight was how you maintained everything that you discussed with a full cast as a single person. Your one-man show ability surprised me, because I've never seen a director, a producer, an actor get on stage on each scene that there was nobody there
of a baby being born. PG. Let's hear it.
Tying their lines into your lines while remembering it, while directing now everything behind stage without even breaking character. That surprised me, dude.
This is another scene where Kimberly was supposed to be here, but she ain't here. So I gotta make sure that I get all my friends. I gotta get Jim Brown, I gotta get Whoopi Goldberg, I gotta get Eddie Murphy, and I definitely gotta get Pam Grier, aka Backstage Brown. All right. Now she's talking about we got something going on, but I told her she was my best friend. And I don't care about male-female friendship. Our friendship is just plutonic. It's out of this world. Now I told you what the knock after 20 seconds. It's only about 46.
You read their part, you know what I'm saying, and remember everything that we were supposed to do, even when we didn't even know what we were supposed to do. So that surprised me tonight that you was able to maintain it with all the chaos that could have prevented or made somebody fold to give a half-ass show. That surprised me tonight. And that takes talent to do that. Straight up.
No, seriously. I need everybody in here to realize that no other human being has the power to decide whether you succeed or fail. Nobody has the position of God. Sometimes people are going to be difficult, no matter what you do. Sometimes you can help people over and over again, and they're still not returning love. Some people gonna show up just to see you fail. Friends and family. But no matter what, you cannot give up. I'm a living witness. I'm a living testimony. Because me, myself, Timothy John, have lost a lot of people in my life. From 2 children to brother to a whole lot of them. And that's why I'm able to stand here and no weapon formed against me. I know there's people in here right now that are still grieving losses for people that's not here. And if there's nothing else you take from this show, if there's nothing else I can do to inspire and influence you, this is it. We are supposed to give our flowers to the living, not the dead. Okay? I need you all to know, regardless what you think your talent is or how many people support you, there's always somebody who's looking at you, who's depending on you to be their strength and their inspiration. It might be a child, it might be a friend, it could be a parent, it could be somebody older than you that you don't know you have an impact on. So we have to realize that there's other people in this room dealing with some of the same pains and struggles we do. There's other people in our life that's dealing with some of the same things we've gone through. I want to make it clear right here, Timothy John is a believer in Jesus Christ Yeshua. What that means is I believe that there was someone who loved me enough, no matter what I did, now, then, or later, to sacrifice. We are here now to sacrifice for other people, even the ones who don't appreciate it. That is why I sleep good every single night.
one of the most phenomenal writers that I've ever dealt with. I read your script. I think I read your script when I was in the acting mood, and your script was better than the script that I was on the road doing.
I enjoyed every minute. Of it. Very well written. Very well written.
When it comes to your writing, is there a specific writing style that you approach every project with, or how do you go about that?
First and foremost, I pray. It's a tough process, man. I got to move myself out the way, and so that just takes a lot of prayer and meditation. Once God brings me to that point, then it's a matter of doing my research, you know, and that's what I think sets me apart from anybody else. I'm so focused into my research and to being accurate, especially if I'm dealing with any type of piece that is biographical, that's about a known figure. For me, you have to be accurate and you have to be on point, and then the entertainment comes in behind it. When it comes to an original piece, I do a lot of observation. I do a lot of listening, you know, to the people around me, to the things that's going on around me, and just try to make the story, whatever it is, something that's true, so that when I present it to the audience, to the general public, to investors, that they feel like it's about somebody that they know.
Is most of the material based on someone you know or events or your own personal life?
I mean, it's all different. With Justin Love, that was directly taken from a dream.
Wait, so go right now, right? Go ahead. Look, man, this ain't no game. It's real life. Okay? You live by the gun, you die by the gun.
Where is Tony? He should have been here a long time ago. You know, we need to invest in him. We're going to get him for one.
Why y'all so impatient?
Because we don't want you to miss the movie.
Y'all right. He is running late. CP time.
Right. We have
Kind of funny.
well, tonight is ladies' night. And your feelings right.
Well, this is a party. Where the music at? Somebody in here for me?
Just seen some clips from the play entitled Justin Love.
I had a little too much to drink and Brian partying. The person I was with was Brian.
Which was written by myself in dedication to a friend of mine named Justin Stanley. You'll find that there are several things in the play that you can relate to.
Give me that old time religion. Give me that old time religion. How you doing, son?
And several things that you have never thought about.
Not going to work for a while?
I'm just in love.
See, that's the problem right there. You're just in love. Or the side of the play that you may not have thought things would be like that.
What's up there?
That's why the play is called Just in Love.
hold my hand, take my hand.
And Addicted to Love, I peeled back the story of Justin Love and then added on and created a family of people that similar to our family, you know, and anybody's family in general.
Yeah, so you say you wrote this? This is the one that you dreamed, or was that another one?
This is Just in Love Part 2, and semicolon Addicted to Love.
On the other side of the mountain, and I'm doing my best to make it. Come on. Hey, girl, how you doing? I said how you doing. It's on my last nerve when I ask somebody how you doing, and they just say hi.
I made it completely clean for the simple fact of just what the company represents, NIP, new image. So we're just trying to show a new image, you know.
First of all, we got babies out here having babies. Second of all, we got big contracts and leaders in the house.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you guys from Kansas City?
Yes.
Well,
Kansas is, to me, is Kansas and Missouri. They go right there together. So we all from here.
So have you guys been acting for a long time, or everybody's different? Everybody's different. We all got different backgrounds, all of us.
Just want everyone to know that they have been working super hard, long hours since when, February?
Yeah, March. I mean, some of them, like I said, they've been here since January.
They make it look so easy, but you know, I've seen the rough cut. and it's beautiful now.
Thank you.
It's going to get better.
Yes.
I'm trying to get my soul clear to see the day to the world. All I need to do is in my time. You never know when you're going to take a
That's why we keep on trying to encourage everybody to come out, because we'll show you a scene here, we'll show you a scene there, but you got to come see the whole thing, because I mean, it's more than just me, what I wrote, and the time I put into it, and what they've done as far as the rehearsing. It's like this play that all really challenged us as human beings and as adults, and like we're learning so much more about ourselves through this play, and everybody, we believe, can have that same effect.
I've read the whole play, and my cousin was very talented. I've seen, I came to a lot of the auditions before. I think we all real good. Back in Tennessee, I love because I mean they remind me of my grandma and grandpa, especially if you look like, I mean, you know, they look like anybody, but they remind me so much of my grandparents. But you all do a very good job.
Thank you. That's kind of unique to have the others there, quiet, speaking, the ones that were being heard. But the kinds of comments things are making it real. You know, I don't know how many people in here who've all heard those conversations or been involved in this kind of conversation somewhere in their life. So that's very impressive.
Thank you. And that's another reason why we encourage you all to come out, because I mean, we can't really do the show justice with this, you know, because it got so much different things involved in it. Like that scene in particular takes place in 3 different rooms of the house, you know, and we just use lights and sound to change the effect of it.
Treat you like a man, not no boy. Treat you like a man, don't like nothing to do with it. You kill yourself. Treat you like a man, don't mean I would sit back and watch you destroy yourself with that alcohol in your blood. If you see him someone, you're around my son, that is all. No, I'm not seeing anyone, okay? I did plan on getting pregnant, but I got pregnant. And I didn't get pregnant by myself. I'm very proud of you. I thought it was very good. Everybody was very professional. I really like how everybody came in character. That was great.
Thank you. We tried that. We just came up with that, and I actually can't take none of the credit for it, because I was going to tell them I was getting some anxiety about them coming in character, because, you know, you got like Jasmine and Nikki, you know, and then Tony, they might set people off the wrong way, you know, they come in. So the cast came up with that like on the way here. So, you know, that's just the type of talent that we're dealing with.
Next time I'm going to see your I'm going to the barber shop and to the pool.
So y'all are performing in our deputy.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up. We call these soft openings, and I got to give credit where credit's due. Mr. Lewis Dugan came up with the idea and gave it to me as far as to go out to different places and do like a scene of the play, and so we can interact with the community and whatnot. So thank you for that. And so my family's reunion is July 4th, and we're gonna be at 40 Acres and a View. We're not gonna do the whole show. We're not gonna do the whole show. See, y'all gotta understand.
What goes around comes. That's why they're sure they do.
We're gonna be at Juneteenth. Juneteenth is the 14th of June, and so we're gonna be out there after the parade and whatnot. Big Level Lakes, and then also we're gonna be over at the Westport Coffee House July 19th, the week before the show. We probably gonna do. I haven't decided yet. We're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna talk, but we might do a couple scenes or actually have the show.
Purpose-driven love. I took 2 well-known figures and created a story based on facts.
Hello, how's everybody doing today? All right. I'll prove them all wrong in the future. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you all have a blessed day.
She kept saying no, she was a supervisor. She finally went out with him because she wanted to see do the right thing. Okay, so I put this month into one day, you know, into one scene.
You know, my mother told me never to trust the politicians.
My mother said the same about lawyers. Hey, will you go out with me?
No. You can become the first black president of the United States even.
I can see that happening, you know. I really could. I could see that happening with you as my first lady.
You just really won't quit.
Well, if I quit, we wouldn't be compatible. Hey, will you go out with me?
No.
There's this movie that I've been dying to see that just came out by Spike Lee.
Do the right thing?
Yeah. Fight the power.
You know, I have been really wanting to see that movie. Okay, but it's not a date.
At the end of that scene, Miss Marion is, well, he's tall, not a bad looking guy either. Too bad, she'll eat him alive.
Well, he is tall, not bad looking either, but she's gonna eat him alive.
So scene 2 is their unofficial first date, as I call it.
You were like, You should never keep a lady waiting. Punctuality is so important. To be early is to be late.
On time.
Oh, and how I have it, because I'm big on including everybody. I'm not one of them people that like somebody to come on once and you never see them again, or you don't see them to the end. Right. So what I'm doing with these guys is, okay, something that Barack and Michelle do now in real life. They have a date night. Even when he was on the campaign trip, they stopped and had their date night. So when they go to their club or whatever, the table is going to be up on stage for them two, for Barack and Michelle, but then right in front is going to be 3 tables. You're going to have Bill and Hillary at one table, John and Sarah at another table, and Joe at another table. This is make believe. You know, this is entertainment. So you're going to see them grow. So we're going to see you all grow throughout the whole show or whatever. And so there's going to be like ad-libbing as the date and stuff is going on.
You made it quite clear that this is a date.
Yeah,
but I got these for you.
So they have their first date, and then they leave and go to the movies. They go to the movies, and they go to the John Hancock Center for a drink. Then they go to the art museum.
Fight the power! You got to fight the powers that be! Yeah, boy!
I love that movie.
Oh,
So good.
Spike Lee is truly a genius.
Oh my gosh, and don't you love how he covered all the different topics?
I love how he incorporated black issues, because you know what? If we spent money on our own businesses in our own neighborhoods, then we could truly see a change.
But I like the way that he didn't just address only the black issues.
Yeah.
He addressed all of the people issues.
True.
That's what made it a really great movie.
True.
Goodness.
So let me ask you this. Are you having a good time?
I am having a good time, actually.
Then they end the night at Baskin Robbins.
I have to be sure to thank Spike Lee if I ever meet him.
Actually, you should be thanking Stevie Wonder.
It's going to be a Stevie Wonder themed soundtrack, because that's another thing that's real life.
He's the one that kind of got us together.
What?
It was your love for Stevie and my love for Stevie.
They said that because she was going to end their first date until he said he liked Stevie Wonder. And so she said that Stevie Wonder is the only reason why they're together. You know.
So if I didn't like Stevie, you were going to end the date?
Quite possible.
And then they had their first kiss, and then he says, tastes like chocolate.
Hopefully I can thank him for allowing us to share our first kiss. Can I kiss you?
I thought you'd be okay.
Then you got Miss Mary. My son is on the cover of Sports Illustrated. They did a whole article on him. You know, have a magazine. He's another hard worker. I'm just so proud of him.
They had a little date. He's rather peculiar fella.
Yeah, I hear he's got a nice set of listening devices on him, you know.
And so then the next scene is Michelle and Craig, your kids, talking about she asked him did she give him the test? Did he give Barack the test? So they're going back and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, what test? So they go back and forth. So you're seeing the kids right after you talked about them, you know.
Stop playing with me, buddy. Did you give him the test?
You know I gave him a test. Of course I did. I told you I would, didn't I? Did I say that?
Did he shoot like Jordan? Did he dunk like Pippen? Did he shoot the ball like Hodges?
No, he's about crazy. Did it around me.
Did he pass the test?
He didn't fly like Mike, or dunk like Scotty, and definitely couldn't shoot like Craig. Hodges, that is. Yeah, he passed the test.
He passed the test? He passed the test. He passed the test. Nobody passes the test.
So then they go on another date, and she's like, hey, you know, this dating thing, I'm not one of them girls that just hang around. You know, what about commitment? And he's like, man, whatever, you know, marriage is outdated, you know, which will.
After 2 years, what's the holdup? Are you afraid of commitment?
Look, I'm not afraid of commitment. Marriage is just an outdated institution.
And then the waitress keeps flirting with him, you know, and he's like, eat some dessert. And this is how he proposed. He was like, eat some dessert. She's like, I don't want a dessert.
Why wouldn't you fall in love with this fine, scrumptious caramel man?
I'm saying, I don't know either.
I mean, are you trying to get cut?
Hey.
See, you know where I'm from?
I'm just saying.
Southside Chicago.
I'm just saying, look.
Baby, just eat your dessert.
I don't want any dessert.
It doesn't
what is
matter.
it with you and the dessert?
Eat some dessert.
I do not want any of this dessert.
That's a
special desserts.
There's nothing special
There is.
about
There
this
is
chocolate cake.
absolute.
I don't know if she really threw it at him, but I'm gonna have her throw it at me, whatever the dessert is, and then I'm like, look in the bowl, and it got the ring in there, you know. And then he's like, you know, you tasted like chocolate the first time we kissed, and I want your chocolate forever, or something like that, something cheesy or whatever. so you know, just be like, oh.
This chocolate cake,
Don't worry about
this is
that.
what's special.
Hold on.
There, you eat it. You eat the chocolate cake.
That wasn't in the script. Hold on. Now, I'm gonna be a gentleman, bro. Hold on. You don't want any dessert, but I do. Okay?
And you have some.
Okay? Look over there. Y'all didn't see that. Now look in the bowl. You tasted like chocolate the first time we kissed. And now, I want your chocolate for the rest of my life. Real smooth. Will you marry me? That kind of shuts you up, doesn't it?
And yes, I'll marry you.
Hey, now eat the cake, animal.
They propose, then somebody's gonna sing "You and I." And
What is this?
Those would be socks.
Besides, I'm
pregnant. How about you put our daughter back to sleep?
I'm crying. She won't stop crying.
You see her? Oh my God, she's burning up.
I told you there's something wrong.
Come on, we need to go to the hospital. What's up?
Ready for president?
I can unequivocally say that I will not be running for president at least for another 4 years. I know you don't really want me to do this, but I think it's time. You can't make this decision based on fear.
It only takes one person. That's it. That's all it takes.
Look, the simple fact is, as a black man, I can get shot going to the gas station, okay? So we can't make this decision based on fear.
Bishop Brown, I will say this right now, Bishop Brown is not based on anybody. Bishop Brown is the wildest, most animated preacher / pimp that you'll ever meet in your life. And so I don't want anybody to get it misconstrued like I'm trying to blaspheme. Bishop Brown, he's totally radical and he's totally made up.
I'm the best bet to the bookies, the bet to the rookies. People call me Boogie because they know I get down. He get down, he get down, he get down. You got it, come on. They call me
Boogie down.
At that time was the same time that God revealed to me wickedness in high places, different little organizations and things that goes on with all that stuff, you know, and it was an eye-opener for me. You know, while you're dealing with the death of your second child, that's hard enough. I think from January to April, I averaged about 8 hours of sleep a week. You know what I'm saying? I was going more days without sleeping at all than I was sleeping. You know what I'm saying? True story.
best bet to the bookies, the bet to the rookies. People call me Boogie because they know I get down.
Get down, get down, get down.
3 times, y'all.
Get down, get down.
Get down, get down.
He get down, he get down.
And it was just a real rough time for me, a very dark place in my life, to where I was questioning if God existed, to where I was questioning if the things that I knew was my destiny and my future was really true or not. You know what I'm saying? So it was a deep time for me, and I had to do a lot of soul searching, you know?
Back to the bookies, back to the rookies. People call me Boogie because they know I get down.
Get down, get down, get down. Boogie Brown.
Like God has done with pretty much every show that I've done, it's been birthed from a tragedy. So, you know, oh man, something crazy is me and my boy kind of found this stuff out together, one of my best friends in Lawrence, Kansas. And it was crazy because we were both really confiding in each other. We was the only person that each other could talk to about it because it's just kind of crazy stuff. And, you know, he asked me to stay with me or whatever.
Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
And I just wasn't trying to blow up my spot, man, because I kept a low profile when I can. So I ended up telling him no, and he actually came up with the character Deacon Brother Elder, the character that you're playing, as a matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? To tie everything with a bow.
Trying to get those where issues on the same. Where is she? 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 Where is she?
He came up with that character, but now, long story short, man, he ended up leaving, going to Atchison, man, killed a police officer, then he killed himself.
You know, just start throwing them motors in there. You know, just tell me think easy, fucking think easy, nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, cool.
You know what I'm saying? So that's still something to this day that I'm dealing with and battling as far as trying to get over and whatnot. But I tied all that in to say that I did the show in Lawrence, Kansas in 2010, did it for free. It came from just a whole bunch of stuff that I was dealing with.
There you go, pop a lot. There you go.
I took this character, Bishop Brown, and I said, you know what, let me tell his story.
Happy anniversary.
Because I felt like God inspired me as he does with every tragedy I deal with and endure to share whatever it is I gained from thinking like I lost everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been at that place on more than one occasion, unfortunately.
You love me. Don't call me.
And it never fails, man. You know what I'm saying? From losing children to friends, family being killed and whatnot, man, it's like God always shows me I got purpose for you in the midst of that. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times what that purpose is just to relate to somebody else who's going through the same thing that thinks nobody understands. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna catch me?
Yeah, baby, I got you.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Come on, baby. Oh my God. Oh baby, oh my God.
Tell me.
Oh baby, I'm sorry.
I ain't sorry.
Oh, come on, baby. Let's
In the rehearsal. And I want to just shout out to Top Panda. I appreciate you doing live on the random, you know what I'm saying, without no warning, because that's something that I said I want everybody to do during rehearsals and stuff. When they're feeling something or whatever, just go live. So I appreciate that from you. That answer your question?
That answered my question, bro.
Right up.
You have come of age and developed into quite an artist, and I feel grateful to have known you all this time.
So good.
Why can't you understand that this is the best thing for both of us? Sales?
Jordan, I think we need to scratch that part and get all that. Jordan,
Yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah, man.
Right now?
Yeah.
Don't let comfort be an excuse for not challenging your mind. And that's what you did not do.
It's going to come to the point where we're going to come back and really wonder why. You know, why does this character have this huge emotional wall? You know, and dig deep. But for right now, let's play with it and get it as extreme as we can get it. And then, because that's how I work. You know, I try to get it as big as it can and then bring it back down. You know, instead of us trying to take our time because we did something that way. You know, let's go all out and then, you know, have stuff to do. So what I'm going to give y'all assignments is going to help y'all. That's all we want. Okay. Then go warrior walk. Okay, I can dig it. Come on, ladies. Okay. Let's walk down here and Jason. You know what I'm saying? Jason walking down the road, man. Alright. Woo. Okay, now show me jazz walk. Oh, I disagree.
Yeah.
That was the crack walk?
A crack walk. Jazz undercover.
Okay. Well, show me her trying to focus.
She knows her.
You know what I'm saying? There we go. Okay. All right. Come on. Can you show me ball walk? But see, they're not. So that's what we got to establish right
That's right.
there. All right. Now show me back walk. All the time? He like that? No. That's when we get out of the car. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all take it off. Okay. All right, now this is your honor come. Hey, come on, girl. Me? Yes. All right. Now show me Michelle. I see Michelle as having more of a runway while just graceful, just, you know what I'm saying? And then show me that swag too. You know what I'm saying? She just, you know what I'm saying? She like a concept. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I like it. All right. Now just shine. Walk on. Shine. Right. All right. Now show me Nikki's walk. I like that. I like that little big play sound. Okay. Let me try running around real quick. TJ, my fault. Alright, TJ, you know what I'm saying? This is my regular swag. You know, keep on walk going. Alright. Now Reverend Brown.
You see it on camera. You should do that one time.
I'm sorry. I want to say this too. Let's have energy every time we're warming up. That's gonna follow over to when we actually doing it. So, B, baby, boo, baby, boo, and C, say, see, side, so, soup. Say, see, side, so, soup. And D, baby, do. Baby, do. And F, we're going to baby, food. Baby, food. And G, Gaggy, go goo. Gaggy, go goo. And H, hey, hee, ha, ho, hoo. Hey, hee, ha, ho, hoo. The mist, and stillest the frost. The mist, and stillest frost. With strongest fears and proudest boast. With strongest fears and proudest boast. He thrust his fist against the post. And still insists he sees the ghost. All right, cool. Number one, let the crowd laugh. You know what I'm saying? The comedians know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? When they're laughing, don't be so quick to jump to the next smile or jump to the next emotion or whatever. If they're laughing, draw it out. And what I mean by that, I don't mean continue ad-lib. You know what I'm saying? Facial expressions. You know what I'm saying? Movement, whatever. Draw that in. Now don't get it HD extreme. You know what I'm saying? But do if they're laughing like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, but let the audience laugh. Also, nail your punchlines. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's positive or negative conversation. If you got a punchline, nail it. You know what I'm saying? So get that build up and then hit them with the end of it. Enunciate the words. Make sure we enunciate. Make sure we're speaking out so the person in the back can hear it, even if we're whispering. Also stress the jokes. Yeah, right. Scratchy. You know what I'm saying? They need to hear yeah, right to understand scratchy. You know, also, let the person, I'm letting y'all add in, let the person who's speaking get to their punchline. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that shine away from it. If it's been working and folks been laughing, let them get that. You know, and also, respond naturally. You know what I'm saying? Let the laughs come. Don't do something to get a laugh. You know what I'm saying? Do something because people are laughing. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so, let it come naturally. And also, give the person you're talking to a reason to talk. An example I said, you know, when she's talking to, I see why you ain't single, Michelle. You know what I'm saying? I need you to crack up so she can say, you know, you ain't the queen of class either. You know what I'm saying? When I need you to get loud, so they say, don't raise your voice in my house. You know what I'm saying? So give that person a reason to say whatever they're doing. And also, definitely, sissy, you know, like scene one I use, make sure the girls are guarded. You know what I'm saying? So even if it gets away from that, don't, you know what I'm saying, stop. It's supposed to be guarded. But as you say in your line, you know what I'm saying, you could be, you know what I'm saying, doing stuff. So whatever the key is that we're supposed to do, let's just keep that present.
Terrence is about to come by and pick up TJ. He won't even be here when you get back.
Lie. You know the whole line. Truth in the whole line.
Well, I'll see y'all later.
Well, I'll see y'all later when I get back.
Christmas is about to be here. We need to be saving for that.
Lie.
You addicted to that casino with pool all that. That's why we in danger of losing our house right now. Because of your debt, we're trying to pay off.
See, start over. See, you didn't even need that line.
Yeah.
This one, no, hold on. You didn't even need that line. This is what I'm saying. We can't get caught up in trying to think about our next line. That's where the respond naturally comes in. You know what I'm saying? So now we're thinking about you saying line as opposed to what she just said. So let's start off and let's stay in character. And when it's your time to speak, then say line if you don't know your line. And Patrice is going to give you that line, and then you just get back in character. Take your time, people. Because you listen to the line. I see you finally decided to come home. So make sure you're in one piece first. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. You know, you could worry way before you get there. You know, you got everything planned on what you're gonna say, and now the time has come, and you know what I'm saying, you really don't know what to say. Your nerves got you. So, you know what I'm saying, take your time. Take your time. Just get there. Observe the situation. You know what I'm saying? Get your thoughts together. You'll see things. Got it.
So I see you finally managed to find your way back.
You're right. Just ready to land everything. I know it. Hold on. It rise. All of the tension floating around is taking its toll on family members. And everyone inadvertently decides to address all their problems head on at the same time.
I see you finally decided to find your way back home.
I'm about to go down to the barber shop and then play a couple games of pool.
You ain't been home for a week, and you already about to leave.
I don't feel like being cooped up in this house all day.
You're not even gonna sit down and spend no time with your wife. Matt,
I just said I don't feel like being cooped up in this house all day.
Just sit down for just a minute, Matt. You ain't want to play with your grandson.
You hear what I just said, sissy? I see you on the porch when I get back.
Terrence is about to come by and pick up TJ, so we won't even be here.
Well, I'll see you later.
So you're trying to go out and waste what little money we got, drinking and gambling. We got the market.
Ain't nobody saying that about gambling.
We don't need to be paid.
Second of all, you know how much money I got. I'm sick and tired of you looking over my shoulder.
Listen, I'm about to be here. We need to be saving for that. You addicted to that casino and pool hall, man. That's why we in danger of losing the house now. Because of you, Dick. Because of my debt. Is that what you said? Because of my debt? Talk when it comes to debt. You giving that fake church terrorists all in your money and mine. Don't say nothing to me about being addicted to nothing. See, you finally decided to find your way back home.
Yeah, well, I'm about to go down to the barber shop and I'm gonna go play a couple of games.
You ain't even stay home for a week and you already about to leave.
I don't feel like being cooped up in this house all day.
You're gonna sit down and spend time with your wife.
I just said I didn't feel like being cooped up in this house all day.
Just for 1 minute, right?
Did you hear what I just said? Nah. I'll see you in the bullets later.
He's about to come by and pick up TJ, so he won't even
I'll see you later.
So you about to go out and wait for a little one you got tricking and gambling? Oh, we got a mortgage next week and the bills need to be paid.
That's the same about gambling, first off. Second, you don't know how much money I have. I'm sick and tired of you. You know my shoulders and my wallet.
Christmas is about to be here, and we need to be safe for that. You're addicted to that casino and pool hall, man. That's why we're in danger of losing our staff. Because of your debt that we trying to pay out.
Because of my debt.
Because of your debt that you just said. You dig
Because of my debt. You ain't got no room to talk about when it comes to debt. You giving that fake church taking all your money and mine. Don't say nothing to me about being addicted to nothing.
It's not a matter of me trying to get everybody to think like I think, act like I act. But I can't work with nobody if they not gonna be convicted and believe in themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, don't leave me hanging. You know what I'm saying? If I believe in you, you know what I'm saying, then believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? That ain't even saying about believing in me. Feel yourself enough to where you believe that you can carry this. But with that said, the work gotta be put in.
Whoever's money, whoever's pros is not gonna do it. Just listen to it. Whoever's money, whoever's pros is not gonna get into any of that until the first person, whoever talks first is gonna summon the rest of y'all to do what you do. So what I expect, what I'm looking for is we all have our heads down and eyes closed. So as soon as she starts talking, whoever's pros, look up and praise. Whoever starts look up and start mine. So let's all keep our hands down for 15, 20, however, 50 seconds, the first person mine.
So what about in between on your first exam discover you?
No, we're gonna do everything. It's gonna flow from there. You know what I'm saying? After if y'all last up, they get finished in the street. You know what I'm saying? So we just join just when we have to walk, then they gonna be looking for their start, and then you get out of they'll start. They'll be smart. What's up, man? I'm not even saying, so you want me to be over here, bro? Alright, so let's take our
What writers influenced you the most?
Let me start with the most recent. Purpose-driven love. I wanted to tell the story of our president and first lady, but I wanted to tell it aside from the politics, and in order to do that, I got my hands on everything that I could. So our president, Barack Obama, I definitely got both of his books, Dreams from my father, as well as The Audacity of Hope. I got every speech that you can name that he did. I got documentaries on him. I got Michelle Obama's book. I got everything you can name for the prior empire. I did all my research on JoJo Dancer, Your Life is Calling, live on Sunset Strip. His autobiography, Prior Conviction, for the King and X-Men, goes back to Jeff Stetson's play The Meeting, the autobiography of Malcolm X. So a lot of my books that I do that I read there are things that I want to do as far as on a professional level. You know, as far as personal, Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. Anybody who hasn't read that book, I would definitely like to recommend that to people. So for me, man, it just goes back to that spiritual base. I mean, and that's the thing. Like for me, you have to understand. Like at the beginning, you said writer, director, you know, all of the above. And a lot of times people think that, oh yeah, this guy can do all this, but he's so spread out in so many different areas, he doesn't take time to develop those things. And I really do.
Somebody's going to sing that I am.
Well, fantastic. I'll let you that.
When
you said you're going to throw the
you'd be
dessert
surprised, huh?
When you said you were going to throw the dessert at me, I said, well, you're putting it wrong.
You'd be surprised because matter of fact, somebody, I'm trying to think who it was. Oh, this crazy lady. So I was like, somebody just was like, just went off on a tangent on me. Like somebody else needs to play him, and you this and you that. Like just went crazy because like I didn't give her a role or whatever. But yeah, I got over that, you know, stuff a long time ago.
You know this part? I'll help you out. Okay. Then and done is when you say goodbye. Bye. And now I'm back and not ashamed to cry. Ooh, baby, here I am, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Here I am, baby. There you go. Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours, baby. Here I am, baby. Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. Right, left, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step. Right, left, kick, step, kick, step. Y'all can talk through a kick, step. Right, left, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step. Right, now I'm gonna put something else on y'all. Kick, no, you're not. Step, kick, step, kick, step. Right, left, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step. Right, left, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step. Right, left, kick. I'm gonna turn again. Kick, step, kick, step. Right, left, kick, step, kick, step, kick, step.
How did being a part of this show, the Prior Empire, for the Super Star Things, how did being a part of this show help you grow? Well, as an actor, it helped me to actually improvise in crazy situations. Acting skills, my improvisation, and my dedication, and even reading the script. It actually opened up a gateway to where I can receive and deliver. And it made me a better comedian, a better person, because discipline, what they say is in order to become a great leader, you must first be a great follower. And today, and these 2 days, for me to drive up here showed that I was willing to do whatever it takes to make this not. Well, you've been doing that. You did that before. Yeah, but this time it made me very much appreciate those tough times in this business. For sure. And so now it has given me another insight on when somebody says something, they don't mean it the way that they said it. It all works out for a better purpose. So it really humbled me back to my roots of how the art really works, because so many people have bought their way into this business, and to return to your true roots of grind and dedication, it has reminded me that even when it's tough out there, as long as you got somebody giving you the correct tools with a stern and an iron fist, matters more than somebody that's pussyfooting around. And it'd be still a disaster. So this experience has really put me on my A game on how I'm going to attack every role that I receive, and it actually taught me how to discern when things in the atmosphere needs to shift because it don't go a part of the play.
The man, the myth, the legend, playing none other than Richard Pryor. You give it up for Timothy John. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a great audience. Thank you very much.
over and over and over again in life. So I try to inspire people when I can. And I just want to take a minute right now to acknowledge and thank everybody here standing on the stage. God works, I don't ever say the Lord works in mysterious ways, I just say the Lord works. From the bottom of my heart, man, appreciate you. All the way from Shreveport, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? All the way. This is my dude right here, man. Got nothing but love for this brother, man. We met back in 2013, I want to say. You know, it was just a God thing again, you know, to just connected me. And Friday, brother got off like 5 o'clock in the evening, drove straight here. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. On his own dime. Didn't ask me to pay for nothing. To any actor or actress out there that asks me how much you get paid, show me how much you worth. You know what I'm saying? And I say, no, you already know. And I said that to say, he didn't ask me for nothing, but he got everything. I'm talking about, I took care of him this time, last time, and every time. And so we know that just from actions. You know what I'm saying? Not words. So I want to thank you, you know what I'm saying? And from the bottom of my heart, you know what I'm saying? I did something a little special, you know what I'm saying? A little low-key, you know what I'm saying? We superstars now, right? I keep hollering Jesus said, no, I don't know how I feel about that, you know, so my brother got the Jewish way, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, there's a lot of people in my life who don't necessarily believe the same thing as me. You know what I'm saying? But God showed me who God is. And so we're supposed to not be selfish with ourselves, our time, our resources. Because you don't do it for self, you do it for the Lord. You're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? So this brother, same thing. Flew all the way to Dallas, Texas. You know what I'm saying? We met same time, 2013. Both of these brothers was in my play. Look it up, Google it. Superstar Dreams for Believers. We're going to be doing that again this year. It's about Jesus and the disciples walking in today's time. Showing what it would look like. So check it out, it's on YouTube. But what we're going to do next time ain't nothing compared to what's on YouTube. But I thank this brother, man. So he came in town, he was like, hey, I want to see you. You know, and I'm like, man, shoot, I just had this happen to my car. I just had this happen to my crib. I just had this happen. He's like, man, don't worry about no money. Just come on. Just come see me. You know, man, this is how God works. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? He shared with me something that a lot of people don't share, but it's true. I've helped a lot of people start their action career from a young age, from a long time ago. And I don't say that for no applause or anything. I say that to say I've been in the background, grinding, doing work. And that's why I wanted y'all to see, I don't care if somebody in Chad didn't show up. I knew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we was good. I knew I was good with the people that I had, so God was going to work it out. We don't always know what God is doing, so bye. These two brothers worked with me before. These two ladies, it was their first time working with me this month or whatever. And I tell people all the time that it's hard for new people to work with me because I don't trust people, I don't fool people like that. You know what I'm saying? Just because people are having on agendas and people get distracted and people might just up and be gone. You know what I'm saying? And so to prevent that, I'd rather ride with who I know is solid. You know what I'm saying? And build off of that. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I did something for the first time that I've never done in my life, okay? We had a show, February 4th, the first show that I did in February, the Ethnic Express. Jennifer been there every single rehearsal. Every single year. For whatever reason, it's all love. It's all love. I'm going to do everything with respect because I respect and love everybody. And so, for whatever reason, the same thing that happened with the young lady that wasn't here tonight happened with her. And most of the time, I would have been like, you know what? You already know. You know what I'm saying? But God put it on my heart that this is a different season in your life. You know what I'm saying? And so, he just in every situation, God is like helping me to dig down deep and look at me even more. You know what I'm saying? And so I asked her if she would play Hillary Clinton in Obama's play last week. And in spite of that, and she was humble enough to say yes, and I was humble enough to receive it. You know what I'm saying? And so here we are, the third show, her second show, she's in another show. And so I said that to say, people may have disagreements. People may be going through stuff you don't know about. Or it just might not be time for stuff. And you know what I'm saying? And so we have to be as forgiving of other people as we expect God to be forgiving of us. You know what I'm saying? So, Miss Jennifer, okay, I appreciate you so much. You know what I'm saying? There you go. You know what I'm saying? Next. I will just say this. This is dating back to about a week or 2 weeks before the first show. Just going back to just telling y'all about how God works in my life. You know, I had people that didn't show up for the rehearsal for the show we had in a week and a half, 2 weeks, okay? I sent an SOS out to about 20 people. Hey man, people quit, I need you to come through. Now, mind you, 3, 4, 5, 6 months strong, I had been texting, emailing, hey, you want to be in it? You said you want to be in it, you want to be in it? No, get off my phone, I'm blocking you, stop harassing me, get up, right? You might have said some cuss words, this is gospel arts right here, but you might have said some cuss words, because I bring that out of people sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But when it was the most crucial time, she came through. Not just for that show, for the last show, and for this show. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for that. Thank you. Right. Last but not least, come on up, man. Matter of fact, in front of everybody, you know what I'm saying? In front of everybody. Come on up, man. Don't take no slow walk. This dude think he cool because we got the same shoes. That's a good fly right there. You know what I'm saying? Me and this dude, 18 years ago, pledged Kappa Alpha Psi. You know what I'm saying? 6 weeks, 5 days, 8 hours, 51 minutes, 40 seconds on mine. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I said a long time ago when it comes to fraternity versus God, same thing with gang. You know what I'm saying? If it's God versus something that is not God or not pushing me in the direction of God, I'm going to ride with God every time. You know what I'm saying? So when I made that stance, there was a lot of people who left me. There was a lot of people who didn't support me. There was a lot of people who had different agendas. And so through that, God brought us together even closer. This dude said the other day that he don't believe that his faith and his relationship with God would be as strong as it is today if it wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, my dude, man, like in the midst of the first show, the second show, the third show, this dude been dealing with life as only people know when it's at their worst, how life can bring it sometimes. And he might have been late a couple times and kind of slowed up in the last few days, but for the past 4 or 5 weeks, been one of the most consistent people I can ever know. You know, for real. And as a man, matter of fact, when I wasn't hearing from him when I needed him a few months ago, he said that the reason why I came around because I said, as a man, you need to come through and have my back because I done had your back time and time again. You know what I'm saying? So as a man, before everybody, I want to apologize to you for being so hard on you, for not being more understanding. You know what I'm saying? As a man. So yeah, now let me take you over to you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you all for coming. Love you all. God bless.
Just seen some clips from the play entitled Just in Love, which was written by myself in dedication to a friend of mine named Justin Stanley. Now the proceeds from this play will be going to the senior class. We want you to come out and see it during AEP tomorrow just to check it out. But before I go there, I'd like to introduce one of my actors, Deontay Moore.
How you doing? I would just like to say that this play is well put together and well produced, so come out and support the senior class.
I'm telling you, come out and you will enjoy it, and I guarantee it's a show that you don't want to miss because you'll find that there are several things in the play that you can relate to and several things that you have never thought about or the side of the play that you may not have thought things would be like that. That's why the play is called Just in Love, so come check it out, and if you like it, then come that next night because we will be doing it again Friday night at 7 o'clock and Saturday night at 7 o'clock. So if for some reason you can't come during AAP, come check it out at night. This play called Just in Love, written by myself and done by the senior class.
a lot of times when it comes to entertainers and actors and people that are gifted in other areas, there's a label that comes with that. You know, a lot of times they like to call these guys weird or crazy, or, you know, a lot of times when we're talking, and I may not understand some of this, how you're coming with a certain subject matter or from a different angle. How do you feel about, because it takes a lot to be able to grab it and to have the God-given talent and to not only that, but take it to the next level. How do you feel about some of the labels that come with the talent?
I think most of them are well-deserved. You know, I think they're well-deserved, but I think they're misunderstood. Because, like I said, for me, once the writing is complete and that's done, I still got to carry the load of producer, you know. And so for me, trying to act in a play and also produce it, that's very difficult from time to time, because a lot of times when I'm dealing with like you or somebody else on a business level, they don't want to hear TJ the actor. They want the producer that's no emotion, strictly about business, you know. But as an actor, we get excited, we get angry, you know, we're animated. And so, you know, for me, everything that comes with it, I know what I signed up for. And so I expect it, and I'm just learning as I'm maturing as a man of God. I'm just learning to separate the two and really, really know the time and place for the two.
Terrence and Michelle, Michelle being their children representing like a middle generation. Then you got Jasmine and Rashad who represent the younger generation. So you got 3 different generations going on with these 3 different conversations. So it's pretty self-explanatory. We're only gonna give y'all a little bit so y'all can come back next week and check it out. First off, I'm not feeling this weekend thing. I mean, I want some more time with my son.
Well, TJ,
since I've been back, it's only been one thing that's been on my phone, and she ain't no problem.
But I told you she was gonna be around TJ. I wanted to meet her.
Man, don't even try that. When you was with that last nigga you was with, I said I wanted to meet him, but never did.
That's because we broke up.
Man, y'all stopped talking for a second as soon as he found out that I want to be with him.
We've already talked about this, Terrence. We've already talked about it.
Yeah, we talked about it. We haven't listened. Look, I just want equal time for both of us with my son. That's only fair.
Well, I ain't got the right to complain about nothing. You was in a boy's life for the first year, and then you disappeared for 3 years and I was with Jordan. After he died, you want to come back into the picture? Do you actually think that's fair?
Man, it wasn't even like that. But I'll tell you what, I don't appreciate you letting no other man try to be my son's daddy.
Why? You didn't want to be his daddy, so don't get mad when somebody else steps up to the plate and takes care of your responsibilities. At first, you said he wasn't even yours. Do you remember that, Terrence?
It wasn't even like that. Look, I'm trying to be the best daddy for my son that I can be right now. I just want a chance, man, to work things out. See, you too busy running the streets like some trifling broad.
Terrence, just because I didn't want to be with you didn't mean you still didn't have a son to take care of.
What am I supposed to do, Rashad? No, that's not right. You're not thinking about no one but yourself. And I told you, I had to stop taking it. It was making me sick. Did you hear what I just said? But neither of us are ready to have a baby, and I know that. I am not as stupid as you say I am. And yes, I did want to have a baby eventually, but I didn't plan to have one now.
And again, can we give the Q Brew staff just a round of applause? I want to come up real quick. So, you know, if anybody got any questions, feel free to ask whoever you want.
I've got one.
Yes, sir.
The performance was outstanding. It's not a question, it's a statement.
Anybody else?
Yeah. So you say you wrote this? Is this the one that you dreamed, or was that another one?
This is Just in Love Part 2, and semicolon Addicted to Love. You know, and I'm working on Just in Love Part 3 called Three-Way Love, but you know that's a little bit ways away. So yeah.
You done brought spirituality up a few times, and which I'm okay with. But you seem like a pretty spiritual guy. So what? I mean, I don't want you to say like 50% or 70%. But what, as far as spirituality, what role does that play in the whole process? Not just the writing and the acting, but just your day-to-day life.
Cindy, what's good? We're just wrapping up the Joy Part 1. I'm here with
John T to the real.
Chip.
Bow. We kind of hungry, so excuse us. You know what I'm saying? This is the post-interview, post-little wrap-up for Joy 1. Just got through with Joy 1, man. What you think?
Man, we're talking about Joy 1 was hot. Y'all got to come out tomorrow night?
Yeah.
7 p.m., 801, Benton Boulevard.
811. It's 801 next door.
Next door?
Yeah,
that whole block.
Come on.
Come to the whole block.
You hear it loud and jamming and popping.
That's it.
Grace United Community Ministries.
Be there.
We gave all the information simultaneously, so you might have to watch this a couple different times, but it's all love, y'all. Joy Part 2. It's going down tomorrow, 7 p.m., man. Love y'all to come out.
You said you don't want a percentage, but I have to give it to you. It's 100%. Because the thing about it is, like I said, I do my research, and for the longest, I never watched any of Tyler Perry's movies. I never watched any of his plays. When he first got on the scene and really got heavy on the scene, everybody who's been knowing me my whole life kept comparing me to him. You know, and everybody that I would meet, they would always say, "You the next Tyler Perry."
This is Joy.
Oh man, this part two.
Part 2.
Oh my goodness.
Man, it was bananas, yo.
Berserk.
Y'all need to be here.
Brown was
Boy, he was in the house.
I missed it.
You missed it.
December 23rd.
Be there.
The reason.
The reason.
Westport Coffee House.
Westport Coffee House.
No chips falling out the mouth.
Why you gotta bring this up? It was cool.
I would never watch that stuff because I knew the gift that I had, and so I wanted at the end of the day, when I finished writing a production, I wanted to be able to say that I didn't steal. No, I didn't even watch it, because I didn't want to be influenced to where somebody would even be able to say truthfully that I took anything from him or from anybody else.
You don't want nobody to thank him, but the man behind the scenes, the man who played all the parts, the man who has the vision, the man who does all the writing, the man who brought us all together. To God be the glory, Timothy Johnson.
Give it up for the cast. My goal for this show was for everybody that came to leave feeling better than when they came.
First of all, coming all the way from Georgia, but she don't let you know. You better know she's from New York City. We got that stranger in my voice.
Well, hello, Timothy. It's coming all the way from Georgia, saying to my voice. I have been honored to be a guest of you all in Kansas City, and I tell you, it was a wonderful, wonderful experience. I was discussing with you earlier, part of this week, that I don't even remember how we got connected on the internet. And I know it wasn't Facebook. I know I'm a part of a whole lot of different venues, but all I know, the next thing I knew, said, well, if you're going to be serious and a part of this, I need you to hit like on Facebook, and then I had to send something and something else. I was like, is this guy crazy or what? But I do understand now that it's a part of being dedicated, and a lot of times people will just drop the ball and leave you hanging. But, if you're committed to Christ and committed to a vision, you do have to be able, first of all, to follow protocol. So you being a director, you did act, I thought, for a lot, and I'm going to be honest, because I know me, I'm just be honest about it. So you did act for a lot, but I was able to go ahead and complete those things, and like I said, once I did that, I forgot about it. I was like, okay, well, if it's going to be something, it will. And, a couple months later, which it was a couple months later, you were sending me a script, asking me to audition. So, to God be the glory. I was glad that I was able to follow those simple requests, which now they were simple. And just to follow it just was a 1, 2, 3, I think it was 5 or 6 things. But right. And truly, honestly, because of my obedience to your request, I was truly blessed.
Tell them just your greeting and wrap up just the first moment day.
Well, listen, first of all, y'all were on time. When I got off the plane, I had gift baskets, I had signs, I had flowers, and I was really overwhelmed with the hospitality. And I mean, for real, y'all, you don't go to a place and people greet you like, I was like, oh my goodness, what? And it made me feel really good, and I was humbled by that, because it was such a blessing and such a warm welcome.
Well, I just want to say that I truly enjoyed being a part of Higher High, Lower Lows, the Timothy Johnson story. As an actress, as a singer, but most of all, as a servant of God, because I truly was embraced by God and also by all of you, which made a difference.
Indeed. It was my pleasure. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank all the cast and everybody that had a hand in last night, because God got all the glory, and I really appreciate you all.
Well, I have to say also, during the course of all that we did, it was good that we actually opened the doors of the church, even though we weren't in church. I think that's so significant because, a lot of venues are held in church, but, we have to go outside the walls as the Spirit of God tells us, as the Word of God tells us to, because that's where He wants us to go into the hedges and highways and byways, that we can compel men to come in. I do realize if we stay within the doors of the church, we can only capture those that are already in there.
Come on now. I appreciate the whole experience, I'm still reeling off of no sleep, losing my voice and whatnot. But I want to repeat what I said to you earlier. I said that not many people can do what we did.
Amen.
In terms of everybody jumping in together as one. I'm talking about 48 to 72 hours, you know. So last night was a total success for me, and you know, I've been blessed to do a couple different things, but that was the biggest thing that I've ever been a part of, and not because it was something I put on, but just because of the greatness I was surrounded by, and it was seen from beginning to end.
That's right. The experience alone really blessed me because, you know, I asked God what was my purpose to be here. And when that young lady came up for prayer, it truly blessed my soul. And I thank God because I now have new friends in Kansas City. I just want to say, Timothy, you have blessed me, and I appreciate your warm hospitality along with the other cast members. And I know that I was in the presence of friends, and most of all, in the presence of God. And what I do want to say is this. I haven't been in the presence of so many young people that really are on fire for the Lord. And it wasn't no foolishness going on. That's what's up.
It wasn't just lip service.
Amen. They were living what they talk about, and that's important. But this is Sandra, my voice, with Timothy John. And I just want y'all all to know that God is good.
Amen.
All the time. And all the time, God is good.
Okay, Timothy John, I have one question for you.
What's your question?
In 5 years, where do you see yourself?
Come on, man. I'm trying to work on 5 days. Shoot. Where I see myself in 5 years is making Kansas City a landmark, a meeting point for singers, actors, dancers, business people, grinders, just making this a location that people want to come to. So, because for whatever reason they either believe in me, believe in what's going on around me, believe in the people that's helping me and supporting me, I see myself really turning Kansas City into a landmark for the arts. And that's just a general part. Personally, where do I see myself? I see myself like on all your TV screens, on all your movie screens, and people saying, who is this guy? Where did he come from? How did he do it? You know?
Millionaire status.
Hey.
Going back to the spirituality of it, I do know that him and I in particular have a lot of things in common, because for him to be successful, and it's not just him, it's everybody who's made it. But when you know that you got a great calling over your life, or you know that you've been blessed with the talent to do something, you are going to get any and every obstacle imaginable that's put in your way. And so you have to be strong enough to see through that, not get wrapped up into your dream, and have the means to support the things that you're trying to do. And that's the thing that I'm really learning right now. And so, I mean, I owe my spirituality, man, my faith, to me still being here right now.
It's kind of like a deep story. You recording this? Just Shelby, this is a deep story right here. I've met them probably twice, but my biological father's daughters are gonna play Barack and Michelle's daughters, you know, and so we just met recently, you know, not too long ago. Yeah, so and they're excited, you know. Yeah, there's a couple
same
people.
age, or
They are 12 and 9. So yeah, right in there, you know. And you know, this is gonna be a great like bonding thing for us, you know. And so, and then my son is gonna play young Barack. You know, I asked him yesterday if he wanted to do it. He said he guessed so. So that's what I'm talking about. I got to deal with these actors.
What happens a lot of times with Tyler Perry and other guys that are in the entertainment field is that, in his own right, this guy is like Hank Aaron was to baseball. He's somewhat of a first black. I know there was a lot of guys who came before him and had some success in theater and entertainment, but at the same sense, he was the first. I mean, he was the first one to be able to make the money that he did. I mean, a lot of people paved the way for him to come about, because we didn't even have to bring up Tyler Perry, and it kind of naturally.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're going through. I don't know what you've been through. I would be lying if I acted like I did like most of these people.
But what I do know for myself is that God is real. The name sometimes can get confusing, but as long as you know that there is a creator who sacrificed for you, you are all right, man. You can figure it out. I would like to invite you to come see the Masters Men tomorrow, Friday, July 15th, 8 o'clock p.m., Kansas City, Kansas Community College. You're going to see the greatest show you've ever seen. One of them, at least. Hey, hope to see you there.
With Tyler Perry, he was the first. He was the first one to be able to go out and pretty much make his own money off of his product. He didn't really get a lot of people involved. I mean, at first he did, but then he came out and he was able to make huge profits off of what he was doing on the stage, and now he's in motion pictures and everything else. As a black writer, there's always going to be that comparison, and that's something that comes with it. That's like playing baseball in the 60s and 70s. You were definitely going to get compared to a few guys, and so that kind of comes with it. So when people compare you to him, that's just a natural response to success. It's almost like someone saying what you would have to do to be successful, but instead they fill in the blank with Tyler Perry because that's basically the template for successful black writers and actors.
My next question is, being that this show was such a success, are you willing to expand it, the longevity of it, like go on the road with it? Willing. That's your question? Yeah, and with that, would you be taking the loyal cast member, or would you be more cautious? Hey man, of who you pick? I'm riding with you.
You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I told people be thinking I'll be playing, but the people who came to the show, people who know me know that I'll stand on my word. Right. And I said before the show that this is probably one of my last shows in KC for a while. Right. You know what I'm saying? I said that and I meant that because for years and decades, I've been giving all I got to my city. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City, Kansas, Kansas City, Missouri, giving all I got. I done put a lot of people on. There's a lot of people, and I done rejected a lot of people. There's a lot of people who wanted to work with me, and then for whatever reason, I didn't fool with them, and then they started coming. Or they wrote a show. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And so my thing is, where I'm at right now, is all we doing is global. So anybody out there, because I know everybody watching is not just Kansas and Missouri, because Louisiana gonna be watching this video. Right. You know what I'm saying? Texas gonna be watching this video. Yep. Tennessee gonna be watching this video. Right. Georgia gonna be watching this video. California gonna be watching this video. Kind of getting off on a tangent, but not really. Tonight, two women said they told you they came from Junction City, but one told me they came from Indiana. She came from Indiana, all the way from Indiana to see this show. So I think it was her friend or something. And so they was like, when will you be ready to bring a show there? I said I can be ready next week. Right. You know what I'm saying? Next month for sure. So with that being said, man, where I feel like God is putting on my heart is all we are is global now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because the Bible talks about how you're going to be a stranger in your own land. And we talked about it earlier that Louisiana treats you a lot like Kansas and Missouri treat me. They recognize our talent. Right. They recognize our gift. They recognize our greatness. But it's a lot of envy. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of envy. It's a lot of insecurity. Right. It's a lot of holding a grudge. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, man, you said the loyal cast members. That's kind of like a gray statement to me because something I said tonight, and I always try to tie stuff back together. Something I said tonight is just because people show up don't mean they're there to support you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I go by loyal based on how easy somebody is to work with.
Right.
That's why I don't base loyalty on people just showing up. I base it on how easy people are to work with, how willing people are to support my vision and to trust my vision and to let me stay in my lane and they stay in their lane.
Right.
So I did a whole lot. Really said a whole lot.
But my last question to you is, and this is an important
I ain't asked you a question.
Well, I know, but
Go
this
ahead,
one here
man.
I have to
Go
know.
ahead.
Being that you're so humble,
Man,
how
I
does it
appreciate
make
that.
you feel?
I appreciate that.
Because you give.
Because I am.
So, it takes strong faith to give when you don't have. So, how does it make you feel after you accomplish your task of a show and being that you gave, even though most people don't give back? How does it make you feel? Does it keep
on that?
Yes. I mean, if you want to, you can.
No, I'm saying I thought I did the show.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, as you give, how does it make you feel knowing that there are ungrateful people that you give to?
Yeah, straight up.
In the midst of you taking the loss. So does it affect you in any way, or does it motivate you more because you know that's going to be lighter than?
I love what you just asked, and I want to share something with believers, man. As a human being, I get pissed off, mad as F you know what. You know what I'm saying? Because my son deserves everything I got. Right. My son's 15 years old, about to be 16, and he deserves everything I got. And so, in my family and people who supported me from day one. So anytime I do give to somebody ungrateful, as a flesh human being, that's always the first thing I think about. It's like, man, I could have gave more to the ones who I owe it to. Right. You know what I'm saying? But oh man, I mean, yeah, that shit pissed me off. Like, just to be honest with you, it pisses me off because at the end of the day, I don't care if they're 40, 50, 19. When somebody do something for you that they didn't have to do, you already, people appreciate it. That's the thing. Right. That's the thing. People appreciate it, man. We ain't supposed to, our job is to plant the seed, God get increase. You know what I'm saying? Right. And once I learned that, I stopped looking for appreciation in people. Something that I said tonight was that I give and I do it not looking for something back from a person, and I realize that God is always going to take care of me, and God does and is every single time. And so where I'm at in my life, and something else I said tonight after the show was I done lost a lot more than people. That's the reason why Google higher highs, lower lows, the Timothy John story. That's the reason why I named it that, because I done had higher highs than most. Who else you know the Apollo paid for them? I know several people that's been on the Apollo, but I don't know too many people that the Apollo invited them when they didn't have a name. You know what I'm saying? We talking about 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, man, life keep me humble. But when it comes to like ungrateful people and stuff, I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna let you get over one time, and that's it. So you know, that's where I'm at. So to people that don't know no better, when I'm sitting there being humble, I said today at rehearsal. I got so frustrated at rehearsal that I said, do whatever y'all want. I said, y'all do whatever you want before the show, during the show, and after the show, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Right. So
there's that too, my brother. You showed up, you showed out, you shut it down.
Thank you.
When people didn't deliver, you delivered. That made them step their game up from the previous. If they wasn't giving their 100% at the beginning, trust and believe by the time that play ended the night, everybody was on their A game. Turn on.
Yes, sir.